The original Star Wars trilogy remains one of the most successful and popular film series in history. So when it came time to cast the prequels in the late 90s, George Lucas had a tall task ahead of him, and his casting choices didn't always pan out. Whether you love or hate the Star Wars prequels though, there's no denying the franchise might have been very different if some of the big-name stars Lucas had considered were in the films instead. Here's a look at some of the A-list celebrities who were almost in the Star Wars prequels. Leonardo DiCaprio as Anakin Skywalker. By the time Attack of the Clones began filming in 2000, Leonardo DiCaprio had become the hottest young heartthrob in Hollywood with films like Titanic. DiCaprio met with Lucas about playing Anakin Skywalker in the second and third Star Wars prequels, but ultimately turned down the role because, despite his superstar status, he didn't feel ready for the kind of attention that Star Wars would bring. It was the second time he almost romanced Natalie Portman on screen. She was originally cast opposite DiCaprio in Romeo and Juliet, but dropped out because she was so young at the time that her scenes with DiCaprio were unintentionally creepy. Good thing she avoided all that creepy romance, right? Oh, wait.
I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me. My heart is beating, hoping that that kiss will not become a scar.
Whoops. Christian Bale as Anakin Skywalker. Years before Christian Bale donned Batman's iconic cape and cowl, he was almost a very different type of Dark Knight. In the lead up to Attack of the Clones, Lucasfilm casting director Robin Gurlin reviewed over 700 tapes, hoping to find the perfect Anakin Skywalker. One name that reportedly came up, Christian Bale, who had worked with George Lucas's close friend Steven Spielberg on Empire of the Sun, and was coming off a critically acclaimed performance as a gleefully murderous businessman in 2000's American Psycho. The role went to Hayden Christensen instead, however. Oh, what might have been.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Everything's cool, man. Colin Hanks as Anakin Skywalker. Like DiCaprio and Bale, Colin Hanks, son of Tom Hanks, also lost the role of Anakin Skywalker to Hayden Christensen. The reason? Because Christensen's chemistry with Portman, who was already cast to play Queen Amidala, was apparently too good to miss. Hanks probably dodged a bullet. He has a thriving career while Christensen is known as the guy who ruined Darth Vader. The feeling is mutual, buddy. Tupac Shakur as Mace Windu. The role of Mace Windu seemed to have been written specifically for lifelong Star Wars fan Samuel L. Jackson. But before Jackson got the part, Lucas actually auditioned other actors for the role, including legendary rapper Tupac Shakur. According to Rick Clifford, an audio engineer at Death Row Records who often spoke with Tupac about the rapper's budding acting career, Tupac auditioned for Lucas sometime in 1996, shortly before The Phantom Menace started filming. Unfortunately, Tupac died in a still unresolved drive-by shooting later that year. Jackson ended up with the part, and the rest is history.
This party's over.
Benicio del Toro as Darth Maul. If there's a single good thing that came out of The Phantom Menace, it's Darth Maul. The guy looks cool, uses a super cool double lightsaber, and actually made brief moments of the film watchable. Before newcomer Ray Park took over the role, Benicio del Toro was cast as the spiky Sith Lord. But del Toro, who has a face built for villainy, left the role when George Lucas cut out most of Maul's speaking parts, leaving only a lot of fancy gymnastics. Good news though, del Toro will be returning to the Star Wars universe in Episode 8. Michael Jackson as Jar Jar Binks. Of course, for all the good that Darth Maul brought, there's this guy. Yes, Jar Jar Binks, that infamous weirdo from another planet, is unquestionably the most controversial character in the Star Wars universe. Now imagine how much more controversial he would have been if he had been played by Michael Jackson, that infamous weirdo from another planet. Yes, it's true. While The Phantom Menace was being filmed in London, Lucas introduced Jar Jar actor Ahmed Best to Michael Jackson. And as it turned out, Jackson had wanted the role first.
Well, Michael was kind of lobbying for the role. He really wanted to do it, but he wanted to do it with like prosthetics and makeup.
Lucas wanted to create a fully computer-generated character, however, so he cast Best in the role instead. At least we'll always have Captain EO. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.